There's no need for all of you to be involved.
No way. I'm going. I've got my reasons.
I have my reasons too. I love you, Reed.
But I'm gonna let Doom name our baby.
I love you too.
Station gang, and welcome back to Surrounded by Short Boxes with your boy Stu from DrDoomsFanClub. This show is a spotlight on my favorite back issues and why I love them so much. And today, we're stepping into a dimension of style with Marvel's first family. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a stan for artist Alex Ross and his stunning, painted aesthetic, and this seemed like the perfect time to talk about his love letter to the Fantastic Four and to Jack Kirby himself with Fantastic Four Full Circle. This book is not only a legendary artist pushing himself into new territory with astounding results, it is also a gorgeous, psychedelic deep dive into legacy, guilt, and what happens when the past refuses to stay buried. So let's waste no more time and get into why I love this book so much.
Right.
As always, first let's set our table. At the time of Fantastic Four Full Circle's release in 2022, Alex Ross is already a living legend in the comics world, celebrated for his lush, hyper-realistic paintings on landmark works like Marvel's Kingdom Come and countless iconic covers. But Full Circle is something completely different and a new creative feather in the cap, as it were, for him. There's something both ferociously ambitious and wonderfully serendipitous about this book. After decades as a cover artist and occasional interior painter, Ross returns to full sequential storytelling and takes on writing duties for the first time on a major project. This story idea of his had been gestating in his head for years. Ross was long fascinated by the metaphysical potential of the negative zone. And specifically, he was inspired by Fantastic Four number 51, This Man, This Monster, one of the most memorable and greatest Fantastic Four stories ever, one of the best Silver Age comics, period, and a book that represents some of the best of the Lee and Kirby era on the title. The Negative Zone is one of the most iconic and bizarre dimensions in the Marvel Universe, an antimatter realm teeming with alien life, cosmic storms, twisted and sometimes often deadly physics. It first appears here in issue 51, This Man, This Monster, and it is later fully explored in Fantastic Four number 62 and 63. Created as a space for pure imagination, the Negative Zone became Reed Richards' greatest scientific discovery and a perfect backdrop for the FF's trippiest adventures. It's a place where the laws of reality all kind of break down, making it a literal and a symbolic mirror for the team's fears, their failures, and their frontier-pushing spirit. With FF51 as a catalyst here, Ross saw an opportunity not only to honor Jack Kirby's groundbreaking visuals, but to push himself into new territory. He's ditching his usual painted gouache techniques for a more traditional approach that embraces pop art, Ben-Day dots, and Kirby's dynamic cosmic flair. His inspiration for the book's color palette comes from a European collection of reprinted Fantastic Four stories and the bizarre color assignments it had within it. Full Circle also serves as the launch title for Abrams ComicArts MarvelArts line, which gave Ross more creative control and a boutique publishing approach outside of the standard Marvel pipeline. Full Circle isn't just another project for Ross. It is a statement of purpose. It's a return to storytelling for the master, a reinvention of his timeless style and technique, and a love letter to the medium that made him a star. For my money, few things in superhero comics are better than Alex Ross swinging for the cosmos. Here he is writing, drawing, inking, painting, coloring, flat out reinventing the way we see Marvel's first family. Full Circle is part homage, part remix, and 100% Ross flexing muscles we didn't know he had. So let's dive into this incredible story. Just like with Fantastic Four 51, It all starts with a storm. There's a torrential downpour over Manhattan with the Baxter building looming like a beacon in the middle of the night. Ben Grimm is up late making a midnight snack, a Dagwood sandwich. Johnny's being Johnny, interrupting Ben's meal. But as they're arguing, they notice this strange figure, dripping wet, silent, and possibly familiar, who's emerged from the storm and just kind of appeared in their headquarters, staring out the window, and they pass out kind of in Ben's arms as he approaches. This is where it gets even weirder and even cooler if you're a longtime Fantastic Four fan. The intruder? The team soon discovers it's the nameless scientist who stole Ben Grimm's powers in physical form and FF51, this monster. In that story, depressed Ben Grimm wanders the street after his girlfriend Alicia shows interest in the Silver Surfer. This mysterious scientist gives him shelter and comfort, but has ulterior motives in mind. He drugs Ben and uses this device he's built to become the Thing, jealous of the fame and success of Mr. Fantastic, and intending to use the Thing's form to both get into Fantastic Four headquarters and then exact his revenge. But when he sees how selfless and heroic Reed truly is during an accident with the Negative Zone inside the Baxter building, he sacrifices himself so that Reed may escape the Negative Zone alive. But there's a huge difference between the mysterious scientist who steals Ben Grimm's form in Fantastic Four 51 and our changeling creature here. This isn't a physical copy of imposter Ben Grimm. This body is really a shell containing an extra-dimensional gateway that connects to the Negative Zone. And as it does so, it opens up and unleashes this swarm of ungodly creatures into the Baxter building, which ultimately almost overwhelm the Fantastic Four until the building's defenses are activated. Reed quickly deduces this isn't an isolated event, it's an incursion. Something is leaking from the Negative Zone, and he believes it's tied to their longtime foe, the old Lord of the Horde himself, Annihilus. So naturally, the team suits up and heads in. What follows is a trippy, high-concept descent into a dimension of echoes and fears. Inside the Negative Zone, the team really has 3 encounters, which form the heart of the story here. With the book's best splash page, in my opinion, they first find themselves in Annihilus' inner compound as he noms on some critter snackies. From the epic scale of this shot to the color choices here, this double page splash is one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the book. Let's just soak it in for a minute, shall we? Unbelievable. Things get weirder, and the artwork keeps its foot on the gas from Ross as the team is able to escape Annihilus' attention, only to run into another old foe, Janus the Nega-Man, whose desire for Nega power brought him to the Negative Zone, where he died when he came in contact with its antimatter atmosphere. After haunting Reed with his own self-doubt and the moral consequences of his relentless pursuit of knowledge, our team leader defiantly tells Janus that he is not a man, he is just an echo of one, and this revelation causes Janus to dissipate in this giant blast of energy. From the horrors and nightmares he's able to produce, to Reed grabbing his teammates when he explodes, the Janus sequences are some of the book's best. Eventually, in our third encounter, we reach the true heart of the Negative Zone, Anti-Earth, where the team discovers the man who originally stole Ben's powers in FF51 and learn his name is Ricardo Jones. And they hear Ricardo recount how seeing the world through Ben Grimm's eyes made him want to be a better man. After exchanging pleasantries with Ricardo and giving thanks, Reed gives him some of his suit to wear to help keep his physical self contained and composed, instead of using the cumbersome suit he's been confined to all these years. However, in the end, Ricardo chooses to stay in the Negative Zone, his new home. And to get home, the Fantastic Four receive some cosmic rods imbued with Nega energy, and they literally use these just like Dorothy and Wizard of Oz, like on a wish and a prayer here to get back home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Baxter Building, Reed reflects on the experience and waxes poetic on what it has taught him about the negative zone, that it is psycho-reactive, and that the phantom-like nightmares that take corporeal form in the zone, like the recently encountered Janus, do so ultimately because we imagine it happening. They are our own ghosts of the past made manifest. I love how Ross explores how the negative zone, traditionally just an exotic sci-fi setting, can be a metaphor here for suppressed emotion, for what we leave behind but never fully escape. And so Reed asks, what does this mean about the nature of existence itself? What happens to a man born a villain but who dies with a hero's heart? What happens to all these memories we leave behind in the end? These questions ripple through our story like aftershocks. I love Fantastic Four Full Circle because it is both a tribute and a bold thesis from Alex Ross. He isn't just worshiping at the altar of Kirby, he's asking what's next? What do we do under the weight of all this legacy? Can you build something new out of memory and trauma? This book is Ross answering that question with color, with composition, and with cosmic resonance. His goal of blending the brilliant abstraction of Kirby's artwork with his own picturesque physicality is fully realized here. This story was years, perhaps decades in the making, and the amount of care and passion behind it is a total testament to that. It's a love letter to Fantastic Four, to Jack Kirby, and to comics as a whole, and a reminder that Marvel's heart isn't in shared universes or multiverse cameos. It's in those stories that know how to feel both big and intimate at the same time. Also, I love the publishing initiative that helped bring this book to life, though I'd like to see more books like this on the shelves in the future. And I gotta say, if you don't have this one already, grab the regular hardcover. It's a gorgeous volume, but really gotta recommend that expanded edition if you're feeling froggy. It is well worth the upgrade if you feel so inclined. It's stuffed to the gills with extras, goodies, covers, behind the scenes artwork, all that stuff, and it's in a larger format than the already sizable prestige volume we got for the regular hardcover release. So that's it for me this time, gang. Drop a comment if you read Full Circle, or if you just want to gush about Alex Ross, Jack Kirby, or your favorite Fantastic Four story. Make sure you're subscribed to Dr. Doom's Fan Club with those notifications on so you don't miss out on any more great comic book content.
Till we meet again on Doomsday.
Shit!